Welcome to another edition of Hey Bobby with Senior VP of our Cleveland Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, with us. And Bob, we talked last week about Cleveland Guardians charities and how everything you guys were doing last week with Inspire and raising dollars. Another aspect of outreach with the Guardians that I wanted to talk about this week is the excellent work that you guys do with the folks with disabilities, whether it be young or whether it be adults. You guys spend a lot of time to give many individuals the time of their life through baseball and the Cleveland Guardians. And I thought you could spend a couple of minutes on that.
Well, thank you for that opportunity, Ray. We take our opportunity to be a remarkable corporate citizen very seriously, and that uh, involves not only educational opportunities for those who need a helping hand recreationally, and also for those who truly need a helping hand. And through Empower Sports, the Miracle League, um, persons with disabilities, um, just to see the smiles on their faces when we give them the opportunity to play the game of baseball or softball. It really is just something incredibly special. Uh, Couple weeks ago, Jim Tomey, Sandy Alomar, myself, and Hammy, we've revisited the 30th anniversary of the 95 Club and honored Hammy at a luncheon whereby a friend of ours here in Solon, Ohio, built a community of 4 or 5 houses for people with disabilities. His 2 children have Fragile X, and it they're now in their 30s, and it became an issue of when we're gone, what will happen to our children? And so he spent 6, 7 years dealing with zoning issues and such with the city of Solon, and found a piece of property and built homes, and they have caregivers who live 24/7 upstairs, and they have 3, 4 suites for these young adults to live as much a normal life as they possibly can. And we were very much a part of the fundraising for that effort. And Ara Bagdasarian is the gentleman who was the man in charge. He and his wife Leslie, um, they're working with other communities to do the same thing. And so providing support for those in need. We go under the mission, Ray, of everyone deserves the chance to play. And that's the focus of our philanthropic mission.
Bobby, you've often said that a lot of things that you guys do with the Guardians starts at the top with the Dolan family. And this is another example. The Dolan family, born, raised in Cleveland, and continues to give back not only with entertainment and the baseball club and all that, but through your charities, through helping go those with disabilities, helping continuing to build those generations.
Without question, the focus of our philanthropic mission starts with Larry and Eva, and now Paul and Karen. Um, One of the most charitable, giving, caring families I've ever come across, and for a long time now have had the honor and privilege to work for and work with. It's wherever needed, whether it's helping to build a YMCA, a YWCA in Geauga County. Larry and Eva were there, whether it was buying and renovating homes around the League Park area. They'll get mad at me because they don't want people knowing that. Uh, but that's part of it. Every time I go somewhere and somebody will whisper in my ear, "Hey, did you know that Paul and Karen or Larry and Eva did X, Y, and Z?" And I said, "No, they never tell me because I don't want anybody knowing." But from an organizational standpoint, um, the whole focus on being there for others, service to others. Um, Everybody in the Cleveland Guardians organization is certainly aware and has top of mind that whole concept of service to others because of ownership.
Senior VP with the Cleveland Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, with us with Hey Bobby. And you heard him mention that term being there. And it gets me thinking about last weekend, Bobby, with you and those guys from the 90s that came back and you honored them before the game. You have told me repeatedly how that group from the 90s is pretty darn special to you in the organization because you were, jump starting the franchise into the new ballpark. You were guys that were starting anew with trades and trying to build on something new. And you mentioned to me that there was a bunch of guys there from those 90s team that never said no to you when you needed some help to go out and talk about the baseball team. So I imagine last weekend was pretty special for you.
Without question. As a guy who started with the organization in 1979, obviously the 80s guys who are all pretty much my same age as me. So we have an incredible bond in that regard that we were all just getting along together. And um, then it turned into the 90s and the fact that we got a brand new ballpark built in downtown Cleveland, and the fortunes of the franchise have changed, and providing us the economic wherewithal to compete on with all the major market teams until the regional sports networks came into vogue, and that just changed the whole economic landscape of baseball. But the 90s guys were the renaissance, the foundation of the renaissance of this franchise. So anytime we get a chance to connect with those guys. Every day I get to see Sandy and Carlos. So that keeps it fresh and fun. But when you get 13 to 15 of them come back and you see the wives as well, it's just an incredible reunion. And one of the fun things that came out of last weekend was to a person, they're like, can we do this next year? Can we come back and celebrate the 31st next year? Because they have so much fun seeing each other because they're scattered around the country, and they don't all people may think that, hey, they were teammates, went through this wonderful thing, they get together all, well, they don't. They all have grandkids and lives, and they're scattered around the country, and so it doesn't necessarily happen, and we're the ones who are the conduit to bringing them together and letting them reminisce. And it's just to stand back in the corner and see the guys, hugging and laughing and telling stories. I had, I think it was Paul Ossenmacher shared with me that one of his most fun aspects is the one-on-ones. And Jim Thome said the same thing. It was the group settings when everybody's laughing and doing stuff. They got Albert Bell on a video FaceTime, and they're swearing at him and screaming at him that why aren't you here? And Wayne Kirby couldn't come because unfortunately he ended up in the hospital. So we FaceTimed him from his hospital bed to say hello. But then, Paulie and Jim were talking about when you got off to the side, there were one-on-ones with your teammates, and to really dig deep and catch up with their lives, that's what they found the most special. So the fans absolutely loved it. We had the guys walk out from the bullpen to center field and line up, and and to show the video, and again, the fans. Um, were there for the pregame ceremony en masse, and it just a fun day.
Senior VP with the Guardians, Bob DiBiasio with us with Hey, Bobby. Bobby, as always, my friend, thanks for taking time. We got some big games ahead. Home back next week. We've got Kansas City, the White Sox, couple of series left with Detroit. You never know what can happen. So go Guardians. We'll talk to you next week, my friend.
Thank you, Ray. Always fun, my friend. Go Guardians.